Welcome to the Weird and the Wonderful. I'm Scott. This is my lovely co-host, Aaron. Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Erin. I don't know what to say.
So this is our first attempt at something we've been talking about for over a year. We're both really into conspiracies. We're really into like just what's going on in this world. We don't. I kind of come from more of like Jesus and religion, and Aaron definitely comes from more of like the metaphysical. So we're gonna kind of get into that, into the metaphysical, where Aaron and her superpowers. She's gonna do remote viewing, and so we're either gonna remote view our interviews or we're going to remote view things that are just really big on the internet. So if there's a mystery on the internet, hopefully Aaron's going to figure it out. But just remember, guys, big disclaimer: don't sue us. This is all for fun. This is all for just having a good time. This is all for giggles. Nothing is a guarantee. So please don't sue us. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes,
All right?
100%.
Don't
Entertainment only.
don't sue us. We're broke. A little background on me. I was a reality TV casting director for 20 years. I guess you could still call me that. There's still shows on TV for me. But, if you ever watch TV and go, ugh, who does this stuff? You're like, it was me. I'm sorry. I did some wild shows back in the day and I don't feel good in my soul. So, I'm trying to pivot and do something I'm really into. And here we are. And Aaron and I actually grew up together, but very separate lives. And we're going to kind of go into that a little bit. And we're going to get to know Aaron because Aaron really is like the secret sauce of the show. I'm just a dude who talks and interviews. Like Aaron actually has powers. I have Jack-ish. So Aaron, do you want to like introduce?
I've been remote viewing for about 2 years now. I took two different courses, two different styles on the same subject and like different approaches to remote viewing because there's a lot of stuff out there on how to do it. And I don't know, it's kind of addicting, like going in and doing like espionage and sleuthing, trying to figure out what's going on.
And we're gonna explain what remote viewing is because I'm sure a lot of people are like, "What is this?" We'll get into it and we'll dive into Aaron's whole background, but we're kind of gonna dive into the fun stuff. We're gonna dive in right off the bat with like some mysteries that are going on in the internet. Cool. So we're gonna get into first. Do you want to do minifigs or do you want to do the ballot?
Minifigs.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a little overview on minifigs.
In 2023, an elderly Oregon man named Ed Mansell consigned his Star Wars Lego collection, a collection his father spent years building, originally valued at well over $200,000, to a local bricks and minifigs franchise in Kaiser run by Crystal Law Gorman. Under the agreement, the store would sell items and split proceeds, while unsold inventory remained Mansell's. In late 2024, franchise ownership transferred to new operators Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson, and Mansell says when he asked for his property back, the new owners said they were unaware of it and didn't have it. He turned to YouTuber Benjamin Reckless Ben Schneider, who published a series of investigative videos accusing the company of theft, employing publicity stunts including raffles and a mock rival business called We Steal from Old People. The story exploded after Schneider was arrested while trying to serve legal papers on a franchise executive in Utah, raising allegations of police misconduct, and drew commentary from figures like Cray1TIKA, XQC, and Tara Strong. Bricks and Minifigs has since sued Schneider, alleging his team impersonated delivery workers, religious congregants, and court officers, and placed defamatory signage in residential neighborhoods, while the company maintains the consignment deal was a private arrangement.
Hopefully that made sense. That was kind of like a chat GPT example, and I can barely read. So we're gonna like let Erin kind of go into. So she did some remote viewing and she went into this. So let's hear. What did you see? What did you read?
So before I went in, Scott kind of gave me a little debrief. I half listened to it, if I'm being honest, because I wanted to go in blind um, as much as possible. I feel like that's kind of better. The less I know, the better. And again, this is just my findings. I'm not saying that this is 100% scripture or what actually happened, but as far as I can tell, when the gentleman went into the store, I saw a woman on the right hand side and a man on the left hand side behind the counter, and he was in the middle. And they knew from the beginning that this was like a cash grab, that they were onto something good. They had no intention of consigning his stuff. So whoever was working like that day, the guy and the girl were responsible for this. I got the word punk, and I don't know if that meant they were dressed gothic or punky, or if it just meant their personalities were punks, or they were going to punk him. But that was a word that dropped in my mind. I also saw that they had him sign the paperwork, and it was off the books, like not in the computer. It was just like a handwritten piece of paper. But the consigner didn't know any different. I don't know if they were giving him some excuses, like the system's down today, or if this is just how our process works, but he didn't really seem to question it. So they knew from the beginning their intention was to steal this stuff. So it never went in the system. And then, flash forward, my vision took me to, all this stuff becoming hot. And I saw all of the Legos in these blue gray tubs, like storage bins that you probably have in your basement too, like an innocuous storage bin. And they were in their confidence, like, oh, they're never going to find us. But then this story spiraled so much that they actually started to feel a little nervous. So they were like, how are we going to offload these things? The word Europe randomly dropped in my mind. I kind of didn't lean too much into that because I remember them thinking that this could be an avenue, but the market in Europe didn't materialize how they expected it to. So they have all these Legos in storage tubs in their basement, and then they were feeling like the walls were closing in on them and the police were coming. So they were like, we have to offload these things. I saw that they considered getting a storage unit, but they were like, no, it's a paper trail, and also physically someone can go rummage through that. So then I was flash forward to a scene of like a slope, and buried on the side of this garden on the back of this tree, like a huge tree. One of those big trees where there's like three giant trunks out of like one huge trunk. Like it's a very obvious tree on a slope, and it goes down into a ravine. I asked if there was a water source, and it said no. But they buried them right behind that big tree in like this green meadow. So now they feel like they're safe because they don't physically have them, whoever this girl and guy are.
Interesting, because I'm going to show you a picture and I'm going to show you all the culprits, essentially. So, like, I sent you information. You're like, I'm not doing my homework. I just want to go in blind, which is probably good, which is probably a better thing. So, you don't know what these people look like. This will be the
No.
first time I'm ever, or you're ever seeing anybody involved. You just
Yeah.
know, like, very brief background.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a
cool.
girl and a dude.
It's so
She
crazy.
seemed to be more of the mastermind.
Can you see my screen, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, can you just see a picture or is it like wild?
No, I just see a picture.
Okay, cool. So so basically you've got right here where I'm circling,
Uh-huh.
these are the first owners. They were the ones who took the Manziel stuff. This is one of the, I believe, the CEOs, and this is like the head CEO. And these are the guys that bought their store. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. What do you gather when you see these guys?
Her energy is like very punk. Like that's kind of what I was getting. Like gothy. I don't know. I mean, she tracks, and I saw her visual more than I did his, her partner to her right. The other three pictures, I don't know. None of them came forward. I almost feel like it's loss leader, like it's immaterial to the actual case. Like this was a very clear intentioned snatch and grab. Like it was a robbery, like old school. They saw something good, they saw an opportunity, and they took it.
So
Tough life.
funny. So Aaron, like for a little background, I don't want to say too much because, like, remember, entertainment purposes, don't sue us because I know Bricks and Minifigs is super suing right now. So this is the CEO. He was going like super hard after Reckless Ben. I'm assuming he's going super hard after Reckless Ben. They've been protecting these guys. I've always thought these were the thieves. I've always thought like because CoffeeZilla just did like an interview. Um, with this owner, and then like CoffeeZilla found like a U-Haul, and they said there was never a U-Haul and all this fun stuff. And these guys always seem like the good guys. They always had the answers. They always seem like, oh, everyone else is bad. They always had a response to everything. But you're saying those are the bad guys.
That's how I saw it. I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah. Or maybe it was their two employees. Whoever was working the day that that guy consigned this stuff, that's when it happened.
So there's definitely like there's missing Legos, but there's definitely Legos that were in the store. Like they didn't steal all the Legos. Like, are you saying they kind of like took like maybe the best stuff, or like, or is it just like you just saw them stealing?
I didn't get that much detail. Like I didn't see them parceling it out. I just saw like it as a whole, like an energetic whole. Like the intention was to take this.
And then so when you just revealed Punk, did that like give you chills? Because you've never seen these people, and
No,
out of
I
all of these
haven't.
people, they're pretty punk.
Yeah, they are. Which is wild. And remote viewing's weird. Like sometimes I get download or like words in my brain. I don't know where it comes from, but it's like um, supporting the visuals. And yeah, I mean, that was a word that entered my mind, punk, and they definitely fit it. So, I mean, that's nuts.
Sick. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing. Is there anything else you went into? Because like there's like police corruption and like the Mormon church is involved, and who knows if any of this is true. And like how hard they went after Reckless Ben is the only thing you got what you just shared, or is there more to it? The corporation went hard after Reckless Ben. They're suing him for $1 million from what it seems
Who's
like.
Reckless Ben?
Reckless Ben did a docu. So basically, the people who never got their money back reached out to Reckless Ben and was like, "Look, we've tried everything." He kind of like does like internet documentary mysteries, and he's kind of his stuff is so cool. If you guys get a chance, watch Reckless Ben. He's super fun. Um, I wanted to give an example of something, but it's kind of off topic, so I won't, and it gets a little dark. He somehow solves internet mysteries, kind of like CoffeeZilla, but he does it in like a wild way. Like he'll go into cults and break into cults and like get them to accept them and then get their secrets, and like he's done a lot of really crazy stuff, and he's always been really successful. This is the first time he's in major trouble. Like he's in major trouble right now. Like they put a RICO case against him. He could go to jail for like a very long time for like trying to help these people out. Uh, they went hard after him.
Who went hard after him?
I don't want to say their names, going to get like nervous, but the corporation.
Oh.
So did you get anything else? Is it something like worth jumping back into, or
Yeah,
are
I
you
can have a
like,
look. Um, because I didn't get anything else. It kind of stopped at it was buried behind the tree, you know. But I can go
interesting?
have a look,
Okay.
see if I
Um,
get anything.
Anything else you want to talk about on that topic before we move on to the LA race?
No.
In June 2026, as California counted mail-in ballots over several weeks following its June 2nd primary, a process state law allows up to 30 days for. The Los Angeles mayoral race shifted as Nithya Raman overtook Republican-aligned Spencer Pratt for the second runoff spot behind incumbent Karen Bass, fueling claims from Trump, Elon Musk, and other conservative figures that the shift was evidence of fraud. Late mail ballot pattern also drove L.A. County's Measure ER sales tax increase and several L.A. city tax measures from trailing to passing, since the later counted batches skewed more in favor of the tax hikes than the initial Election Day results. In response to the political fallout, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles announced multiple election fraud investigations and a voter roll audit with the DOJ's Civil Rights Division, though no specific evidence has been released publicly.
Aaron looked into the mayoral race in Los Angeles. It's kind of strange. Karen Bass was up, which was kind of part of the course. I think she was in the 30%. Spencer Pratt, I believe, was at 27%, and Nithya Raman was like around 20%. So like she cried, she basically gave up and said, "Oh, I lost, but I love LA, and we'll get them next time." And Spencer Pratt was like, "Oh, we won." And then out of nowhere, kind of like other elections we've had, like 20,000 late mail-in ballots came in and changed the race. So, Aaron, what was your take on this? Give us a little background on everything you saw and how you feel, because there's more to this.
Yeah, so first of all, everybody, like remote viewing is sending your consciousness somewhere, right? To look at a person that's crossed over, no longer physically with us. You can connect because if you follow your heart, all of that energy is like, in the universal field. So it's very easy to pop up and find what you're looking for. Now, however, with that said, it's also very easy to pop up in the matrix and go look in there. But if you stick your head up in there, they are going to be like, "Who are you?" and attack you. So if you're going into a dodgy place, they can follow you. They can follow you out. They can attack me. They can attack my family. They can attack your pets. So I was really, really apprehensive to look at this political arena because it is so puppeted by all of the players on like the shadow side of the world and entities that aren't human. So I was a little nervous. And I said all this to Scott. So I looked at the energy around the situation. When I was talking to Spencer, I kind of like kept him at a distance, and he showed me himself more as I remember him, like from the hills, not what he looks like now. And he was sitting in front of a row of slot machines, and he's pulling the lever, and the wheels are turning, to like see the images to see if he won the jackpot. And this was a metaphor for honestly how politics work. It's like all a random lottery, or there's someone behind it puppeting. So there's an algorithm where the computer is going to spit out winnings or, no winnings, right? So it's kind of the same. And I saw this big hand over with like all of these strings to this row of slot machines. Like they are all tethered to the same big boss, right? And he's sitting there doing the exercise and the motion because he knows he has to, but he also knows that he knows the arena that he's going in, and he knows it's like a losing battle and that he is going against these evil overlords. I felt that from him. I did. And that I could see him looking through a fence, and on the other side of the fence, and this fence too, by the way, was like very Mission Impossible, like 3 lasers. So if he was to walk through it, he would be like ciphered energetically in 3 spots. So he was on the casino side of the fence, and looking through it, he could see that evil overlord hand representing like them, and there was like everything was in dark, and at the end of the hallway there was this door, and it was illuminated, and the hand was like turning almost like an old school toy, like a wind-up toy on the back of a male or a female's back. It didn't matter as long as you were willing to be puppeted. And then these people like stood up fully upright, and they were walking down the aisle towards the door, and when they went through the door, the world got illuminated because they were on stage, but they had to agree to be puppeted and kind of like sell their soul to be a certain level in order to achieve that. And he's watching all this, and then I felt his energy shift like a dog with its tail between its leg because he's not going to do it. Like, he is not going to sell his soul. And since he won't play the game, they won't let him through the fence and be wound up to take the stage. The people he was running against would. And this same evil hand, I saw like a piece of paper, like a card, like come in and insert into the machine. And the card represented like 20,000 votes or however many it was. I don't remember. But it was literally like the votes. Like, they just inserted it into the playground. And it was like, oh, you're out. Like, because you're not going to play. So, like, I saw him looking at all this too, kind of from the outside. And I felt him feel defeated. Like, he might be saying something else publicly, like, oh, I'm going to get him next time or whatever, but he doesn't feel that way. I feel like he tried. He maybe illuminated some of the corruption, but the machine is so big, like, you can't fight it singly. I don't know. That's what I saw. So he didn't have a chance. That's what I saw.
That's crazy. Have you seen the videos of them going up to the homeless and be like, "Oh, I paid $2," like, "Oh, I negotiate up to 4."
No,
You haven't seen those videos. Okay.
no,
Did
I
it?
really haven't seen anything. Because again, I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise me because the people in charge are going to do whatever it takes to maintain power and win. And, like, you know, low hanging fruit on this 3D plane or physical, tangible thing. So if people are easily persuaded by money, fame, power, those are things they can give them. So if they're willing to be wound up in the back by any of that, whether you're a bum on the street and they give you money, you know what I mean? Like, you played the game. If you're in the politic arena and you're willing to be wound up and you take the stage for fame and money, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gave in to them. He won't, like, I saw that he was very sovereign, like, of himself. I don't know. So good for him, but, like, he's not gonna make a difference.
So you kind of saw like a little boy side of him, it sounds like.
I think he just presented himself in the way that I would recognize, like, from the hills. You know what I mean? Because I don't even know what he looks like now, but I don't know.
He's wearing
I
like,
saw
that
like
like affliction.
the
You're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
yeah, exactly.
And
I saw
Hardy.
like the bigger picture, like the energy around the situation. So it's like not even the nitty gritty. It's like kind of like the way that it all works. You know what I mean? Like, I saw the system. That's what I saw. And that this is just a tiny microcosm in a larger system. So whether it's Spencer Pratt's story or I don't know, name anybody. You know what I mean? It's all the same system. And that's kind of what I saw. Like the big, big picture. We're not talking about the bark. He would be the bark, not even the forest I saw. I mean, the trees, like the forest, like the big system.
So when you say the system, there's Democrats, there's Republicans. Are you saying there's just a
Hmm.
puppeteer on top? Like, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, it's all theater here. It's
Hmm.
just this is the truth.
Correct. 100%. They just, there's frequencies that people embody and they, like, they know how to pull the chord, the music note, right? To get people to feel passionate about whatever they believe in. But these beliefs, half the time, are programs. And they don't even realize that they're being puppeted. Like, remember the strings in the beginning? Um, it doesn't matter. It's all theater.
Do you understand going into this world and going into this thing, like to a person that knows nothing, what are they not understanding of someone who's like a remote viewer and like the actual danger?
You know, in the Matrix, when Morpheus is like, you live in a dream world, Neo? I mean, that's like one of my favorite moments in cinema of all time because it's so true. And I feel like there's an awakening path, right, that a lot of people go on. I'm still on the journey. You're on the journey. All of you listening are on the journey. And there's different phases and different things occur to you at certain points, you know what I mean? Like along your path. So things that are clear to me might become abundantly clear to you or the next person a year from now. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong. Remote viewing kind of like catapults you, you know what I mean? Like into that realm. And like I realized early on, there's like this sphere of all the information, and then there's like a sphere of like their like matrix like around it, like their corruption. And I don't like to look at it because like I said before, I don't want to be energetically attacked, because those strings and cords and tethers I was talking about before, like they can pull on them, and they find your trauma, whatever it is, and like they trigger it. You know, like they could send someone in your life that attacks you, a situation, financial situation. I don't know, like all kinds of things. They're so creative. They have no limitations because they don't care about humans. We are just like food to them, like a fuel source, energetic source. So doing whatever they need to do, casualties aside, they're going to achieve their goal. And Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. Like you think you have these like opinions, or that like you have a voice where it's going to make a difference, but until like we take down this system, you're kind of just feeding it. Like you're giving it your energy. So honestly, like the best way to beat it is to like not pay attention, to like back out of like the political sphere, and you know what I mean? Not give it your energy, your loosh.
And we'll get into Loosh. We'll get into all that. I watch Congress and I'm obsessed with this stuff, and I never cared about politics until COVID, and now I'm obsessed. So probably should listen to Aaron. It's literally like ruining my life.
Well, I used to be too. Like when I first woke up, I was really into the who's doing what, moving and shaking, and then I kind of realized that it was taking me off of my path, because the truth is within, it's not out there. It's not a political leader that's gonna save the day or save us. It's not like they have all the answers and you don't. Like they're no more powerful than you. This like hierarchy system is an alien system that has been like imposed on us. So like they want you to follow Hollywood or the politician. They want you to look outside. They want you to give your energy out, because the more you do and the less you're in here and go within to find all the information, you're giving your power away. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Long digression, but going back to Spencer, I didn't really want to go in it because I'm not on their radar yet, and I don't want to be. You know what I mean? So
We'll try to keep it fun. We at first when we were coming up with this idea, we wanted to go like super deep. We'll solve some mysteries, like more like the bricks and minifigs things. We'll find things that, what is Asmongold? He did something, and we'll find out about that. Like so.
mhm.
I name drop him. I'm a big fan of him. His audience, they look like me. So as far as this might be a tough one, and for me, so my dog recently passed. I don't want to give too much background, but I was visiting my girlfriend in another state, and my parents put him down. They had a reason. It was tough for me because I wanted to be there. I felt a little resentment, but I ultimately understand. I definitely voiced my opinion to my parents, which I don't think was like too loved, caused a little friction, but I also wanted to be like, well, I should have been there for it. So you met with Snowball. What happened?
I did. Um, okay, and I'd like to say this too, that meeting with Snowball or human is a lot easier for me than it is to remote view the energy around a situation, or um, like the mini bricks and figs, because it's like it's so far from me, where like I feel like I have a tighter connection to things that I know. um, so his energy came in right away. And I invited you in too. Like he came head on, and your energy came from my right hand side. And he was like all looking my face and all happy. And then you came in, and I was like chopped liver, and he like ran over to you and like jumped on you. Like, he's a big dog, very fluffy, like arms on your shoulders, and you guys were like hugging, and he was like all over you. And I try to calm it down and be like, all right, all right, all right, enough. Like, I don't have a lot of time, so like, let's get this done. It's like the New Jerseyer in me. And he was not listening, and I was like, okay, take your time. So the two of you were like totally wrestling with each other, and then you both kind of fell to the side and were like looking in each other's eyes and just like having a moment, like this really long connection, like staring at each other, and like this calming, you know what I mean? Like the closure that you didn't get in the physical 3D, but he's always around you. And I asked about like, do you want to tell me what happened? And he was like, I don't like his mom. And I was like, oh, don't say that. um, I'm like, you scared her because you bit her. And he's like, I know, I didn't mean to. And I was like, do you have a brain tumor? They suspected that you might. And he was like, I think there is something going on in there. Take a look. So I like opened up his brain like a flap. And I did see a small purple starfish tumor, which Scott knows. I also have a dog that has a brain tumor, different part of his brain, and it was huge. So Snowball's was really small, like it was starting. But the part on his brain that it was, the word primal entered my mind, like it was affecting like that, like response to him, and making him get more like wolf-like or fight or flight, like all the time. Where my dog's is more in like the front, like he's becoming incontinent, like very different responses to the same thing. And I was like, wow, I'm really sorry. And he said, yeah, like it would have gotten exponentially worse because obviously, like my dog's is bigger and like his would have continued to grow. So you all caught it very early on. And he doesn't blame your parents. He doesn't blame you. He knows that he was very loved. Like, I mean, animals in general, I feel like don't have that human, I don't know, angst about situations. They're just much more like loving creatures. And I got that from him. Like, he literally had no upset about it at all because he knew that it was going to only get worse. So they kind of caught it early. And in some respects, he felt like that saved him from having more yucky moments because it was almost like he showed me like a picture, like it would flash and he like wasn't himself, and then he would come back and be like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like he like lost control because again, that primal flight or fight response was like being attacked from him. And I'm trying to think of what else there's more.
And just so the audience knows, like Aaron's never been in my house. We'll kind of get into how our relationship, we grew up with each other, but like very separate. It's just kind of cool how we came together in a weird way. But she's never been in my house. She's never seen my dog. She never like, maybe I shared a photo with you, but like you don't know anything about Snowball's like kind of behavior and things like that. And it's really
No.
interesting because that's like what he was like. He would just go from the sweetest dog ever to protecting and to like a crazy wolf. And he's so handsome. So he got away with
He
it.
was.
He's so good looking. It's not funny. Um, and yeah, so anything else? I mean, also, I would be crying like crazy, but I thought I would be crying from this, but it's like kind of healing. I've cried so much from this experience.
Oh, I remember the last thing. Um, with that primal fight or flight thing, he said also part of the reason that he did that was because you were around some yucky energies in your life. And he always felt like he had to like protect you and that he wanted you to know that he will still be there energetically protecting you. And I asked about that spider because there was like a energetic spider attachment on Scott for a while there that he's worked on removing and everything's fine. But like There's like a world that we see in the 3D, and there's a world that like actually is, right? The best way I explain it to people, even my children, is like, you know how we can all agree upon that there's different frequencies of sound and pitch, and there's like a dog whistle that we all know works for a dog, but we can't hear it. It's just like people who have mediumship skills or learn how to remote view, like you tune your sight to be a larger spectrum than just, like the normal sight. So the things that I talk about that are frequencies and stuff that like we can't see on like a waking 3D level, like he's there, he's protecting you and he sees it. So like he's always going to be around you. So even if you just talk to him like out loud, he'll hear you. He wanted me to tell you that. So I thought that was cool. Like another guardian angel type thing, but he's like badass.
But it's crazy because like I don't think Snowball bit my mom. I think Snowball did his like Wolverine scary thing, and Snowball loved my mom more than me for most of the entire time he was alive. I just think he got attached to my dad when I was gone, and she walked into a room. It's just kind of like the thing where if he's playing with someone, then he protects that person and he walks the room and it's like he doesn't have smell or he didn't have it's so weird. He's done it to everybody. And like he's bit so many of my friends and family members and like so lucky no one sued me. But like you said, like it probably would get a lot worse.
Oh, 100% would have. I mean, I saw the tumor. Hmm.
And that's good to hear because it really upset me that the vet brought up a tumor and said he was a sad dog and said all these things. And like
No, he wasn't sad.
I feel like he
He
was so
was,
happy. But
yeah,
like,
he
the
was not
tumor
a sad dog.
thing, they had all the chances in the world to look at like to look for a tumor. I've been trying to train and help, and I've gone to two different vets. We give him a ton of different medications to try to figure out like anything we could do to get him to stop hemp, anything. I was like, dude, take your weed cookies, bro. And he'd be like, they don't even work on me. I'm like, that sucks. So
Yeah, he was a happy dog. He felt the love.
yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't own that for 1 minute.
yeah. And
It wasn't his fault. It's just, sometimes genetically it's just how things happen, you know.
tell me about like you growing up and your interests, and because I'm like, it's funny, we were always in the same classes in school, but I didn't know like anything about you. I just thought you were like cooler and I was scared of you. Like you probably smoked
Um,
cigarettes. I'm terrified.
that's so funny. I like don't even smoke.
I know that's how much of an idiot I was, and it was. And by was, I mean still is.
uh, I feel like where we grew up was a pretty idyllic town. Like it was really small. There was more cows and horses than there were people. There's two traffic lights in our hometown. It was really, I don't know. It was small, which was nice. And unlike my kids, there was no social media, so you could like actually have a childhood and it wasn't recorded. Um, I don't know. And then I was always like an artsy kid, like more into like the drawing and chorus. I did play some sports, but like, I don't know. My brother is a more academic brain than me. I was always, the woo woo one. And which tracks because I went into a field that's creative and I still love what I do, but I feel me like shifting and I'd love to get more into this metaphysical stuff and the remote viewing because I don't know. It's fun.
Getting into the metaphysical and remote viewing,
Hmm.
where did that journey start?
Um, I think back in grad school when I was watching crazy videos on the internet, I found this show called Edge of Wonder. Shout out to them. I love those guys, and they like would I don't know do content about like current political events, Bigfoot. I mean, you name it, whole gamut of like weird. And one guy that was on the show regularly, John Vivanco, is a remote viewer, and I just found him fascinating. You know what I mean? Like psychic spidey skills. And then that was like maybe initially how I started to look down this road. And then I found Dolores Cannon, and then I found the work of George Kavassilis, who is also probably kind of fringe. He's an Australian guy, and his information is mind blowing, like a real experiencer. Um, he's the one that brought up a lot of like the religious things because he sees a lot of the energy that like leaves this planet. Um, I don't want to speak too much to like his work, but that was really mind blowing. The work of Alex Collier, another experiencer, and I just feel like you find these people who talk about their real experiences, you know? Like, and I feel like we all have that discernment meter where you're like, I call BS, like it doesn't feel real. These guys felt like the real McCoy to me. You know what I mean? Like they weren't lying. And to what end? Like, why put yourself out there and say all this wackadoo stuff? Like, to what end? So you get like ridiculed by your friend group or your family? Like, I don't know. I just, and this was before like mainstream alternative media like really became like a thing. Um, and then that brought me to Rebecca Barron, who I did two remote viewing courses with her, and she's still kind of my mentor and teacher, and I love her. And her information is just wild. We're going to interview her on this platform soon. Um, and she taught me how to do it and like everything. And I also took a course from John Vivanco. His approach was very different, more from the head. Hers is more from the heart. And I do Becky's um, methodology to remote viewing, but it's like I keep talking about, like the awakening journey is it's like a marathon. It's not a sprint, and there's so much to learn. It's so nuanced. It's so layered. It's over, you know, decades, thousands of years of time, not just like the current modern stuff. So it's a slow burn, like because you learn something and you're like, no, no way, I don't believe that for a minute, and then you hear from somebody else or a different angle saying the same thing, and you're like, huh, well maybe, So along the way, I learned that I don't know anything, and like I just try to be an open vessel and let the information come in, and like I don't know, like if it feels right, I'll keep exploring down that rabbit hole to see like what else I can discover and find or make sense of. But some of it doesn't. Some of the people out there feel like controlled opposition, especially now that like the alternative media is like such a stage. There's like a lot of people out there that, you know what I mean. You can just kind of tell that if you're not being censored and you're that public, like then you're taking those wind up orders from somebody,
Go into that a little bit. Elaborate what you mean when you say that kind of media. What do you mean?
Like people moved away from like CNN, ABC, CNBC, Fox. Like people have moved away from the mainstream narrative, and now there's this huge uprising, right, of like podcasts and YouTubers and all of this alternative mainstream media. Like it's
Mhm.
become this other animal where how do we know now that you're not bought and paid for? You know what I mean? Because
And so many are, and we keep finding out.
exactly,
Like, oh, what's it?
right?
Or whatever. He's liberal. He's getting paid $8,000 for every post, and it's like you find all these
Exactly.
people who are like, "Oh, I'm against this." Like an Elizabeth Warren who will say, "I would never take money from the pharmaceutical company," and you're like, "Didn't you
I
take
know.
1.7
I know.
million?"
It's like it's
Same with like
insane.
Bernie Sanders, like I'm the good guy. I would never take any money. No money from I would never take money from that group. And then you're like 1.8, dude, like you're taking money from the group. Like you're
I
so
know. So I feel like mainstream or the non-mainstream, it's controlled opposition. I feel like Stalin or one of those like Russian guys back in the day created that, with like the best way to control the mob or like the mob that's moving away from the mob is to control the path they go down, the controlled narrative. So controlled opposition. It's like a whole thing.
Well, do you think they're like a duck on the water right now, where the
Yes,
new media is basically like, well, kind of the overlords, because it sounds like you like always have the puppeteer going on, where they're like, how do we figure out how to like control these people who actually like are kind of awakening, it feels like.
Yeah, I think they absolutely are because, like I said, Mother Earth is waking up and her frequency is rising no matter what. Like, get off me, you fleas. Like, you've been living off of me for enough time. And, like, we, her creatures, are waking up. Like, we're a part of carbon, like, we're a part of the earth. And, I don't know. I think that's why they're freaking out because, like, they're doing everything they can, and there's, FFs that happened all the time, and psyop after psyop where they're trying to, like, keep you scared, keep you small, keep you looking for mommy or daddy to save me, like, whatever construct that is. So they're just trying to control the narrative, you know? And they are ducks on a pond, 100%, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Interesting.
Again, I don't really like to look at that sphere when I remote view because, like, I don't want to be attacked.
So as far as like explain remote viewing, what is remote viewing to like explain it like you would be explaining it to a child who's never heard of it? Because it gets wacky, but it's also pretty rad.
Um, Good question.
Thank you.
But I don't know how to explain it. Um, it's calming the mind, like meditation, right? But like a more supersonic form of meditation, where you can send your consciousness out of you. You've seen Stranger Things? Like when she goes into that black construct, it's exactly what it's like, except there's no water on the bottom. That was just for dramatic effect. Um, but I go in a black room. Anytime I meet with a animal, it's always in a white room. I don't know. And you're just like in the nothing, in the everything all at once. So like I invite forward whomever I'm trying to connect with, and I don't know. I get images, I can ask questions, and it's just kind of like a flow. And I mean, I'm still new. Like my teacher can do this like 6 hours a day. I fatigue after like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, and I'm done. Like my brain needs to like, you know, tap out. But it's learning how to quiet the mind and like let your heart consciousness lead. Um, so I like kind of let my heart consciousness go up into the space that is all that is. Um, I don't know. Some people call it the astral plane.
I'm wondering if there's a different journey with the head and there's a different journey with the heart. Because like
Yes.
whatever LaVey, the head of the Satanic Church, like how they killed him, they cut the veil and all that fun stuff. But I wonder, there's no way he was traveling through the heart for like how evil I'm assuming that
No.
was. I'm assuming he was going through the head. So when you're going through astral plane, is that more of like a head thing? And when you're going to like meet like my dog Snowball, is that more of a heart thing? Can you kind of like explain that a little bit?
No, it's just like a methodology. It's just an approach. Everyone ties their shoes differently. You know what I mean? Like, there's no. Well, I shouldn't say there isn't a wrong way to do it because it's harder and it's better to go from your heart. Because your brain is told the information from your heart, and that's how it orients in space. And like, if you shut down your heart or dampen your heart, that's when people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, she's doing that, so I'm going to do exactly what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like your brain is constantly needing how to act, how to be, how to orient in space. So if you go through your mind, you're more open for attacks, you're more open for manipulation. These three-letter agencies, um, they can direct energy weapon like frequencies onto someone's brain. There's like desk jockeys that are like typing, like especially if people get into that Galactic Federation stuff. That's all nonsense. Like, in my opinion, I just feel like it's all manipulated information, and it comes from the dark side. I mean, like the good and the bad coin is like a alien system construct because like before they took over, like everything was like, literally kumbaya. Like everyone was fine, we were all equal. It was a very different existence on planet Earth. And now that they're here, we have all these hierarchy systems and good and bad and blah blah blah. So if someone goes from their head, they're more open to attacks or being manipulated. But if you go from your heart, the information is like closer to you. And also, this is the guiding light to find all the information that tells your brain how to orient. Remember, like that's the dynamic one, too. So if you go from here, you can also tell if the information is manipulated, like that spidey sense, like, I don't like you. I don't feel this. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing when you're up there. If you feel like something's wrong, like I've done it where I felt like something on my back, or I felt like something looking at me or attacking, and then I like shut right out. And I'm like, no, you can't. And I like close it down so like they don't follow me.
How do you protect yourself when you're being attacked? Like, what's the best way to protect yourself? What's the best way to keep yourself safe when you're traveling on these metaphysical planes?
I don't know. I'm still so new that I feel like I'm learning as I go, which is why I'm also trepidatious of going into those big scary places because I don't want to open myself up for attack. But also, what you can really do is like go within and remove all your stuff, because if you don't have stuff inside, they can't attack it. Like those lower frequencies, and we all have things like I'm not good enough, or imposter syndrome, or feeling lonely. And I mean, again, like I said a while ago, there's like human planet wide programs, and then there's familial programs. Like women a lot get like oppression, like dampen your own light to, you know what I mean? And women's suffrage. I mean, like think about how far back some of this stuff goes, right? So like, don't be too loud or too whatever, So when you can go in and see how you are as a person and how you interact with people and what your bugaboos and your triggers are, and you remove all that stuff, the less that they can attack you because those frequencies no longer reside in you. So I don't know, the only way out is in, kind of thing. Like everything goes back to like joining yourself and merging within yourself and doing the heavy lifting. It sucks. I mean, it's not easy to look in the mirror. Nobody likes to do it. Nobody wants to do it. But that's the only way to really know. And again, the more I do that, the better I am at remote viewing because I'm not coming from a filter, when I'm extracting data from something.
So what's your advice to someone? Because it's like you're cleaning out the cobwebs, you're cleaning out, like you're taking the baggage and you're tossing it out. What's your advice on kind of getting to a higher frequency, healing your heart, healing your mind, healing those past dramas or past life dramas to be able to remote view?
Um, like I said before, I think if you catch yourself having an overreaction to a stimulus, like make a mental note and go revisit that later. Like, why was I so upset about X, And like, quiet your mind, meditate, take a tub, whatever it is, go for a walk in the woods, like, find what calms you down and that you tune out all the other noise and you can really try to focus on that feeling. When was the first time I felt that way, And then they will keep trying to make that program come back where you're like, oh my God, like, and you remember that really embarrassing thing that happened on the school bus. And you're like, why did that just pop in my mind, Like, thank yourself for the memory and for that feeling, like, that no longer serves me, and like, release it, You just gotta like thank your life for these lessons because we all come here to learn. Earth is a school, and then like release it. So some of them are really little, like those fleeting memories, and some of them are really deep, like those overreactions where you're like, no, that's something way in there that I have to really look at.
How do you release? Because I hold on to everything. I'm like a squirrel holding on to all my little nuts.
Um, like why? It doesn't serve anything. You gotta let it go, you know?
Like it sounds so nice, Aaron, but how? Teach me Obi-Wan Kenobi. I hold on.
I mean, for me, I don't know. It's as simple as I'm saying. And like, sometimes it takes two or three times, like to really go in and like address the trauma that happened. Like maybe you don't release all of it the first time. Maybe you even just like walk up to the threshold of it the first time. You're like, this is as close as I've gotten to this incident in a decade. I'm proud of myself. I made it here. That was a lot, and I'm done. And like, the next time you try, then you walk through the door and then you actually remember, or you see like what happened and be like, okay, thank you, mind and body. I release it. Like, this no longer serves me. I am a different version of myself today than I was back then, there's no
Like
like script I
blockages.
can give you. Like, it's whatever words work for you, and yours might be more of a religious aspect than something I would say. You know what I mean? There's no script. You can just say that. Like, thank yourself for the lesson and release it. Like, I give you back to the ether. I have learned this lesson. It no longer serves me. I'm no longer embodying this. Chapter closed. If you have like attachments to people, I mean, there's meditations you can find on YouTube about cord cuttings, where again, like, close your mind, envision the person, literally take like scissors or a knife and like cut like a energetic tether between you and your ex-partner, your boss, someone that flicked you off passing you by in the car, and you're like, damn, I really felt that. Like, I've had to do that before. I don't know. Again, there's little things and there's big things, but like, a lot of it is mostly about their frequency, not even yours. So just to make sure that you are your own clean vessel, um, I try to quiet my mind and check in with myself. I mean, I remote view. I wish I did it every day. I should, but I'm a mom. I don't always get a free minute. Um, but I try to do it several times a week. And while I'm up there or while I'm meditating, I just say, like, I send back anything that is not up for my highest good and does not serve me. I protect all of my energy for me. Anything that's not on my highest timeline or for my greatest good, yeah, I do not accept. Um, oh, Peter Maxwell Slattery. Maybe we could put it in our comments. He's another experiencer. He's a really good cleansing meditation where he sends things back. I use his a lot, actually. And it's a quick one. It's only like 15 minutes. I also think that people catastrophize meditating. Like, oh my God, it's going to be this whole big thing. It's going to take so much time. Like, not really. And people meditate all the time. Like, you ever drive in your car and you're like, oh my God, how did I get here? Like, I have no conscious memory of like doing the drive. Like, your brain's somewhere else and like all of a sudden you're home. You were meditating, or when you're washing the dishes or going for a walk, or if you're going to actually like sit down, I mean, a quick 10 minutes, that's all it takes. Like, it doesn't have to be this like we're a monk on a hill doing it all day or for an hour. You know what I mean? And I feel like once I mentally got over that hurdle and accepted that, it flowed so much easier for myself, because I was like, I'm making this something it doesn't have to be. It could just be this little baby step. And like I said, with the remote viewing, I've worked up to 30 minutes. My teacher, she can do it for 6 hours. I'm not there yet. I will be, but like, baby steps, you know? And not every day I'm feeling it. There's too much mental noise, Like, some days I'm like, yeah, it's not in the cards today. I'm thinking about my grocery list and doctor appointments, like, 3D life. So give yourself grace with that too. And I don't know.
So how do you go from the jump? It sounds like it's like meditation, step one, mastering the meditation, and then somehow leaving your body and leaving your consciousness, or not consciousness, like whatever physical plane, or you know this stuff better than I do. How do you get to like that step where you're like kind of leaving? Like, like what's the
I don't want to tell. Someone's gonna have to pay for that. Maybe down the road. I don't know. I'm not answering that right now.
so there like is a trick that like you guys know, like the secret.
No, I mean, there really isn't. There's a method I do, which I meet with my friend from my remote viewing class like every Wednesday. And we just check in on each other. And the way I do it is not at all the way she does it.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I have my own thing, you know? Um,
We won't reveal your secret.
but
Um,
I really think people's number one step, and the rest will start to flow, is to calm your mind. It's a lot harder than people realize, but like, set a timer on your phone, like upload. I mean, iTunes has cool meditations, YouTube, and like set a timer for 10 minutes and be like, I'm committing to this. No matter where my brain goes, if I'm not even successful with clearing it, I did it for 10 minutes, and do it tomorrow for 10 minutes and the same thing. And maybe tomorrow will be more successful. I also started remote viewing the most with this tree on my walking path. He told me his name's Charlie. And I've had some really cool journeys with Charlie where I've asked him about like the history of the earth, and he's like showed me some like ancient forests. This should be another episode where he's like gone through times with me and like showed me, because I even asked him how like there's been 4 iterations of the earth, but like what's your story? Because I don't know. I don't know if I should go into the whole thing, but anyway.
Go into a little bit. So, like a tree, lasts 100 years. So, how are they from the 4 Earths, of the past?
Because the roots are like a living organism, right? So, like, just because one vessel of a tree only lives for like 300 years or whatever, the forest itself is like centuries old, and the information gets passed down. And they do have a bit of a hierarchy system. There's like elder trees, and you're really only supposed to talk to the elders, like the younger saplings, smaller trees. It's a privilege, And he said that they used to communicate with people all the time, but like we have lost this innate sense that like every human can do. But we're all inundated with like all the minutia of, our 3D, I don't know, cosmopolitan life. Like there's just so much stuff. Even try meditating in a forest. That's like what I did. I would like go for a walk, and I would like sit on the backside of the tree so other people on the walking path couldn't see me. And my intention was just to connect to the tree, and like eventually I did. And he told me his name was Charlie. I don't know.
So, is there joy with these trees? Because, like, you see, like, I'm looking at a tree right now, and I'm like, it's not moving. It's just sitting there. It's been sitting there since I moved here 6 years ago. Like, is there joy with these trees? Is there pain when someone chops them down? Is there release? Like, what?
There's all of it. Mostly, I think they're joyful. They're creatures, from Mother Earth, so they know that we are too. Kind of like that really sad book by Shel Silverstein, The Giving Tree. Like they will just keep giving to you because they see us as like a, like a co-kindred spirit, like of the earth. And they never really die. Like when I met with Charlie, he said he was 300 years old, and I'm like, but you're not as like fat as some of the other ones. And he's like, well, I know this isn't like my first time here, but like, and he also told me I was trying to meet with the elder tree in that like patch of forest, and I got so fixated on trying to get the tree's name correct, and it was like a very Nordic name, like Björn or something like that, and I couldn't get it right, and the tree was getting really frustrated with me. And Charlie was like, you know what? They said I can talk to you even though I'm not the elder and I don't have this gift, but like since this is working, we're just gonna stick with it. And Charlie was right next to another tree, and her name was started with a P, like Beatrice or something like that. I don't know. It was like a random name, but it was really cool. I don't know. Talking with all the trees, and I don't think they really feel pain in like a human sense. I mean, I just think that they know it's like cyclical, like with life, and like we're all Mother Earth's creatures. Like we're not in a hierarchy any more than like a deer to them.
Like, do they have a soul? Can their soul be like born into like a child and become a human?
Oh, I didn't ask that. That'd be a great journey. I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't know. Dolores Cannon spoke about stuff like that. I don't know though. That'd be a really good journey. I should do it.
What do you think about the soul? Like, what have you learned from your remote viewing about the human soul?
Um, we are fractals of an oversoul, and we come into Earth because it gets really boring in eternity, and we like want a break and we want to feel and experience something. So we like incarnate. And again, we like pick all of those little lessons and put them in a nice little package. And we're like, oh, it's going to be fine. And then you get down here and you're like, oh my God, the range of emotions is so vast and so visceral. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be this dynamic and hard. So, and then you meet other people with the same range of emotions that triggers your emotions. And then, like, it's this whole thing that happens. I don't know if this is true. I haven't looked this up myself, but like, from all my like rabbit holing, I think you can have up to 9 incarnations at one time. And I've never tried to meet with any of myselves that's like on Earth, but like you're all like that silver cord, like tethered up to your oversoul, and like you're all here trying to have experiences.
So there's
Because
8 more of us currently like
there
living on this
could be,
planet.
like, that's the max. There could only be one of you on Earth at a time.
Where do
But
you get that info? Like, where do you get the 9?
that's just always what I've heard.
Hmm.
I can't source it. I don't remember where I've heard that, but like that's just, I feel like it's become my truth. I don't know. I'll have to journey on that. I don't have all the answers, Scott. I don't know.
Too bad. You're now our expert. Done. Uh, so as far as like remote viewing goes, is there anything, because we're gonna wrap it up. We've gone like 4 hours. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you think we didn't cover? Is there anything you'd like to inform the audience about remote viewing?
um, oh, I don't know. We've covered so much. I mean, I feel like if you're gonna try to do it, just try to clear your mind first, Practice that before you practice trying to like elevate yourself. You know what I mean? And you got to do the inner work first too, because you're never gonna get there if you're still stuck in here with all the earthly programming.
We're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching The Weird and the Wonderful. Aaron, thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time and great job.
Thanks.
Yes,
I'm tired.